The Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. In spite of this, it's considered to be the place where the greatest number of secrets on the planet are kept. This is infinity. And in this episode, I'll tell you about the creepiest things and secrets that are hidden in the Vatican. Let's go. The main abode of secrets of the Vatican is recognized to be the secret archives, which are officially called the Vatican Apostolic Archive. It was founded in 1612 and contains a collection of documents from the Middle Ages to the present day. It's one of the largest libraries in the world. The total length of shelves with documents reaches 53 miles, and there are tens of thousands of volumes, books, manuscripts, and documents. The archive is truly secret because only the Pope has free access to it. An ordinary person can get here, but it's necessary to go through a lengthy procedure of obtaining permission, providing a bunch of documents, letters of recommendation, and so on. Inside, the person is accompanied by 2 guardsmen and a priest, and they can only have paper and a pen with them. Thanks to the visits of such people, we know that in the archives one can find real documents and notes of such famous people as Marie Antoinette, Giordano Bruno, Mary Stuart, past popes, and so on. However, not all the documents are available to the person who gets inside. According to one theory, the real text of the Holy Bible is hidden in the Vatican archives. There's logic in this, since the Bible has been rewritten many times over the centuries. For example, in 1970, on the banks of the Nile in a secret cave, scholars found the original Gospel of Judas, thought lost forever. Christian writers mentioned it in their texts as early as the 3rd century AD, but the Vatican didn't recognize the existence of the document in general. Meanwhile, the authenticity of the manuscript has been proven. Another find, found in Turkey, the Vatican forbade reading at all. The theory is that the real, original, and complete text of the Bible can only be found in the Vatican, and perhaps it will reveal Christianity from a completely different perspective. Speaking of Christianity, there's another intriguing theory associated with it, according to which the Vatican Apostolic Archive holds authentic data about the earthly existence of Jesus Christ. Theorists believe that the papacy has classified the material and would never share it with the world. But that's not all. A related theory is that not only proof of Jesus' existence can be found in the Vatican, but also his genealogy, including a genealogical tree. The theorists believe that the Bible as we know it is wrong and that the Messiah actually had children. According to them, the Vatican maintains a complete genealogical tree to trace the descendants of Jesus to the present day. So why is the Vatican hiding such information, which can fundamentally change the whole story? That's exactly why it's hiding it. If the theory's true and there really are direct descendants of the Christian Messiah living in the world today, then there would be no need for a pope. After all, people of faith are more likely to listen to a direct descendant of Jesus, and therefore of God, than to a pope they elect. There is, however, one but in this interesting theory. According to Christian tradition, Jesus lived about 2,000 years ago, and if he really had descendants, there would have been so many of them in 2 millennia that even the Vatican could not have compiled a full-fledged family tree. But who knows? Chronovisor. The Vatican is probably the most religious country in the world, so it's not surprising that many theories have to do with religion, but there are others as well. One of the most interesting says that in the Vatican you can find a device called a chronovisor, which is a real time machine. According to legend, the device was invented by an Italian physicist and monk named Pellegrino Ernetti. With the help of this device, it's supposed to be possible to see significant historical events of the past on a special screen. The chronovisor could not transport a person to the past, but it reproduced pictures of historical events, recording them in the format of still photographs or audio recordings. It's rumored that Ernetti used the chronovisor to see the lost Greek play Thucydides, which caused a sensation in Rome in 169 BC, and witnessed the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Until his death, Ernetti assured everyone that he had actually seen all of this with his own eyes, as well as gave guarantees about the authenticity of the information of the device. There is no credible evidence to support the existence of this invention, But theorists believe it's because the Vatican has forbidden the details of the creation and operation of the chronovisor to be divulged. Theorists also believe that in addition to the chronovisor, legendary religious artifacts such as the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the Crown of Thorns, or the Shroud of Turin can be found in the Vatican. Another closely guarded Vatican secret is the Three Secrets of Fatima. The story goes that in 1917, 3 Portuguese children received mysterious prophecies and experienced several visions of the Virgin Mary herself, which were witnessed by thousands of witnesses. According to Lucia, one of the children, the Virgin Mary entrusted them with 3 secrets. 2 of these secrets were revealed in 1941 in a document written by Lucia at the bishop's request. In 1943, the bishop asked for a 3rd secret, and she put it in writing. Lucia wrote down the secret and sealed the text in an envelope that could not be opened until 1960. The text of the 3rd secret was officially released by the Pope in the year 2000, but many theorists are convinced that this secret was not the true 3rd secret. According to various Catholic interpretations, the 3 secrets are related to hell, World Wars I and II, and the persecution of Christians in the 20th century. But it's still not clear what the 3rd secret was. There are only theories on this subject. According to one, Lucia told of an impending cataclysm. According to the second, she told of a nuclear catastrophe. And according to the third, she told of an enemy planet approaching Earth. Perhaps Fatima's 3rd secret is really about some of this. Among the spooky secrets of the Vatican that theorists often speak of is also dark magic. The Vatican is believed to be connected with the occultism and witchcraft. Theorists believe that numerous magical and occult texts and spells, as well as formulas and proof of demons and secret information about exorcisms, are hidden in the Vatican archives. They also believe that black and terrible rituals are performed in the underground rooms of the Vatican. As for the dark forces, it doesn't end with the rituals. Theorists believe that the Vatican archives holds one of the creepiest, most frightening, and blackest books in all of human history, the Grand Grimoire. It's also known as the Gospel of Satan and the Red Dragon. Interestingly, the book does exist. There's evidence that the Grand Grimoire has been found, but it's not known for certain whether it survived to this day and whether it really now lies in one of the shelves of the Vatican archives. Scholars believe that the book was written in 1512, after which different variations and reprints of the work were published. It's believed to have been written by a man who is possessed by the devil himself. Unlike copies, the real Grand Grimoire is considered extremely dangerous. It describes methods and techniques that can be used to summon the most powerful and terrible demons imaginable to Earth. Theorists believe it contains a ritual for summoning the Lord of Hell, as well as other inhabitants of the underworld. It's also possible to gain power through the book, but there's a price to pay. The reader must sell his soul to the devil to make it work. Even some occultists and dark magicians who have heard of the Great Grimoire say that only a dangerous maniac or an irresponsible criminal could read this book and perform a sinister ritual. But even that's not all. Theorists believe that there are other mysteries in the Vatican, including real extraterrestrial artifacts. And I don't mean meteorite fragments or anything like that. I mean real alien objects. I think many of you have heard about the Roswell incident, when in 1947 a UFO crashed in the United States and an alien body was found. Since then, the world has become interested in aliens and UFOs, but theorists believe that the Vatican was involved in all of this long before the Roswell incident. According to experts, knowledgeable Vatican priests collected UFO fragments, artifacts, and technical documents to create alien weapons. Theorists say they have plenty of evidence to back it up, but all to no avail. The Vatican has classified all data to hide information the world is not yet ready for. The Vatican's not only a storehouse of the most intriguing secrets and things, it's also the object of numerous conspiracy theories. Theorists are sure that it's the Vatican that's responsible for many events on our planet, and also put forward interesting thoughts on this matter. Stay tuned to find out the most interesting details. Probably all of you know who John F. Kennedy was. Many Americans consider him the best U.S. president of all time, and his assassination was one of the major events of the 20th century and one of the major mysteries. It's been almost 60 years and people are still arguing about who killed John F. Kennedy. Some theorists are convinced that the U.S. government did it, and some are convinced that the Vatican gave the order. Everything here stems from the infamous Vietnam War. Another theory holds that the Vatican was also responsible for this event. Pope Pius XII wanted to spread Catholicism in Vietnam, and the Vatican unleashed a prolonged military conflict to do so. Kennedy sought to stop the war, which would only have prevented the papacy from spreading Catholicism in an Asian nation. Plus, the financing of the Jesuits, the spiritual order of the Roman Catholic Church, remained highly questionable under Kennedy. That's why, according to theorists, the U.S. president was eliminated. Various theories suggest that the Vatican was responsible for other major wars, including the bloodiest in history. This refers to World War II. The Vatican may not have unleashed that global conflict, but according to the theory, it did participate after it ended. After the war, many people from the aggressor countries, especially the Third Reich, escaped justice. It's believed that the Red Cross helped them in this. According to the theory, war criminals obtained false documents and fled to South America. Not such a bad conspiracy theory, considering that many of the Third Reich did escape to South America after the war. The final theory is that the Vatican is the center of the whole world in terms of governance. The Vatican is believed to be the very apex of power and domination, with presidents, kings, ministers, and others subordinate to the Pope. The Vatican also controls the world's largest corporations, like Disney, through which it promotes its interests and influences the world community. In addition, theorists believe that the Illuminati, the powerful of this world, conduct their business from the Vatican. They all have the real information about history and what's going on in the world, appoint heads of state, shape world culture, control people, and in general determine the course of events throughout the world. That's all, guys. Do you believe in the theories I've told you about in this episode? And what do you think of them? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you later.